Molly, it's me.
Does it always happen like this?
No, not always, but we love it when it does. Look at this.
That was a clip from the film With Me. We're talking about local films making a difference today and how you can get involved. We're talking to the star of With Me, Claudia, also Molly down here, and Patrick Scott, producer. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
So we're talking about autism education, first and foremost. Tell me about the presence behind With Me and where the inspiration for the film came from.
Well, the inspiration came from my son and from Molly. And the journey that we've had ever since we found out that our son was diagnosed with autism.
When did you find that out?
He was 4.5. And it's one of those things that you're traveling along a road and all of a sudden the road changes and you don't necessarily have a map to know where to go next.
Right now he's 15.
Yes.
And Molly here is 5.
Yes.
Tell me about how Molly has helped your son kind of progress through life and really change for the better.
One of the biggest ways is that he became his very first true friend, best friend. And from that, he had a template then to know how to go out into the world and perhaps create others. It gave him a conduit to connection to other people, so if we went to the library, to the grocery store, any place we went, there was a calling card that brought people to my son, and then he could interact.
Patrick, I know this film is very important to you. Tell me your involvement.
Stephen Metcalf got me into this business, and they're dear friends of mine, and they're obviously a family impacted by autism. And Steve and I started talking about storylines. We did El Abuelo first, and then we came up with Me. And I just think it's very important to try and get the message out there that people that are impacted by autism or special needs, there's hope, and you're not alone. And that's hopefully the message that we're going to get across.
And there is definitely something that you can do. There is a free screening, and the proceeds from the donations will go to local charities.
Yes, one of which is 10 to 11 Canines from where Molly came. And the other is the Arch Academy, which is our son's school.
There's the information there on your screen. There's a suggested donation of $12 each, but Saturday, January the 19th at 7 o'clock at the Museum of Contemporary Art, San Diego in La Jolla, so you can check out both of these films. I want to talk more about El Abuelo. Tell me the premise behind this one.
The storyline behind that, it's again about, because 4 out of 5 children diagnosed with autism are boys. So this one is a 12-year-old boy who doesn't speak until he meets an elderly migrant worker who helps him find his voice.
Wow.
And so we set that up in a canyon. We built a migrant cabin. It was really cool up there. Love that.
Now, how was the experience? What was it like for your son, being in the star of this movie? I mean, we were talking before this segment, and I guess he just kind of was a natural at acting. Who knew?
We didn't know what to expect, you're right. And so when we decided we were going to cast him, because we did consider using an actor who would play a child that was autistic, and ultimately went with what we had under our own nose.
Sure.
And he asked, well, what do I have to do? And we said, you play. And he did just that. He created a character apart from himself. He was very serious and showed that he could be an actor.
Has he seen the film?
Oh, yes.
What does he think of it? Is it fun for him to watch it now?
Absolutely. I think he is able to stand apart and see what he's created, which is a lovely gift for him.
Okay, so Molly, obviously his best friend,
Yes.
and just the sweetest dog in the world, and has really helped him to kind of come into his own. You say he's able to be more independent, and because of his friendship with Molly, he's able to form other friendships.
Absolutely.
So what would life be like without Molly? This is something that you feel was very necessary for your son.
Well, it came at a good time. Molly came to us when Wesley was 12, going on 13, at a time when he should be apart from his parents, really not wanting to be with us necessarily.
Yeah.
And that wasn't happening. Also, where he would be out in the community with us and still holding on to us. Now he holds the leash. And now he's part of that community of people, and he does it on his own.
That's
It's a very big
amazing.
change.
So grown a lot through the help of Molly.
Absolutely.
He's very sweet.
He is, isn't he?
Yes, we're enjoying talking with Molly and petting him. I want to talk to you, Patrick. What is the main message that you want to tell the community about these two films and how they can get involved and support something like this?
I think the main thing is that 1 in 88 families are impacted by autism, so there's a lot of people out there that have it, and it's just to get the message out what autism is about, the symptoms of it. There's many, many symptoms. I was 2/3 of the way producing El Abuelo, and I said, I don't know enough about autism, and I'm producing the thing. So I really started studying it and getting into it, And that was a passion to do with me, as far as I'm concerned. So hopefully, again, the audiences that see this will feel like they're not alone and that there is hope. And there's a community out there that wants to be involved with them. So.
And your message to other mothers or other families who have a child or a relative that does have autism?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that as we go along that path, it's really about the being every day. There's really not that much more. It's what it is. And how do you channel into those gifts, those natural talents, and allow the child to find them for himself?
Sure, and resources like Molly can certainly
Absolutely.
help. You can see El Abuelo and With Me at this film festival January the 19th at 7 o'clock at the Museum of Contemporary Arts. Once again, all the proceeds are going to benefit local charities. So thank you so much for coming today. Great to see you guys.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing the film. From the big screen to real life, service dogs are having a huge impact on the way that some